Hey guys, Will Pemble here. I am sitting on a seat that I imagine will end up being the seat of the coaster cart, and I'm drawing lines on the driveway here to mark off the different parts of me where they would be, so that I can start to figure out how I can build this thing, because I want to ride this coaster. The last one I built I didn't get to ride, and the other one I built I didn't get to ride, so I'm not giving up. I'm going to try to build a cart that's small enough and comfortable enough for kids, but still big enough for me. And the whole system is being built strong enough for somebody 1.5 times the weight of me. So this is where I'm starting anyway. I'm drawing lines. I've marked where my knees would be. I've marked where my feet will be. And I've marked where my butt is, which is kind of where the most weight will be. And then my shoulders and head, where they would go. So I can kind of get an idea of where weight is going to land and push down on the cart. And from there, I can figure out how to build the thing, where to put the thing in relation to the wheels, so that I can get as close to a 50-50 weight distribution as I can, which is important when you're doing stress calcs and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing now. I kind of wish I had drawn the lines a little farther away from that wall, because I feel like I want to have, right, so if you look, here's where my feet, not a kid's feet, but my feet would be right where those two little arcs are, right? That's the foot area, and then there, right here, is where the seat would be, right? That's the area where my butt was sitting, just like the kind of the heaviest part of the cart, and then that's the back of the chair, and that's where my head and shoulders. That H is a little bit obscured right now, but that's the head and shoulders, and so that's where right from here to here is where the heaviest piece of the passenger would be, heaviest bit of the passenger, right? And so I haven't done the math, but I mean, if you think about it in terms of weight distribution, it's not going to be 50-50 from the front wheels to the back. It looks like it would be almost 70-30, 70% of the weight being on the back wheels and 30 on the fronts. That's not the best thing for any four-wheeled vehicles, right? You look at any awesome car, and it's 50-50 weight distribution. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to move all of this stuff. I'm going to move the seat and then the whole chassis of the cart. I'm going to move it all up a little bit. I'm going to keep the wheelbase the same and maybe shorten it a little bit. So the distance between the wheels, the front and the back wheels, will still be the same, but I'm actually going to move the passenger forward a little bit, and then maybe my feet will actually hang over the front, or the passenger's feet will actually hang over the front wheels a little, and it'll still be, so the wheelbase will be, I think, as long as I want it to be, or as long as it is now, maybe even an inch or two shorter, but the weight distribution will be closer to 50-50. And so anyway, that's what I'm hoping. We'll see if I can make it work out that way. Here's kind of the frame I have in mind. It's kind of triangle-y, right? And what I want to do is I want a nice big wide bit of support across the back, and then on the front I need to make room for the front wheels to steer, and I need to make room for them to bank, and I want this thing to be super rigid. So what I've got here is I've got 3/4 inch by 1.5 inch tube, and it's the same stuff that I'm using for the ties that hold the rails together. So it's pretty rigid. If it gets really long, it's not quite as rigid as it needs to be, but it's pretty rigid. So here's kind of where I'm going with it. If we just take the cart, if we can, and just set the wheels down on top of where it would go, right? So it kind of goes together like that, except imagine this part of the frame on the top. What that allows, and then this part of the frame will get attached here. This long tube in the center will go away, because this frame will do the job of that. But what it allows is it's a little bit shorter. It's 2 inches shorter than the existing wheelbase, and so that's on purpose. And it still allows the wheels to turn. These front wheels, it allows clearance for the front wheels to turn as much as they turn without banging into the frame. It also keeps things strong. And then this platform, so now imagine the wheels underneath this, right? But we move that out of the way. This platform allows me to build and put the chair. This is probably not the exact chair, but it's a chair that I've got. It allows me to put the chair wherever I want. I'll put tubes in the middle and do whatever to make the platform however I want it to be. But it allows me to build on top and kind of seat the passenger wherever it makes the best sense to seat the passenger, and then we can build walls and safety stuff and seat belts and that all around it. But this is I think I'm happy with this. I think I like the way this is going to work, and so I'm going to weld this together and then go from there. Okay, so here's where we've gotten to today. I've got the back pretty much done. This hardware needs a little bit of refit, and the way we're going to manage stability as the thing goes around and curves, we're going to have to figure out something there, which shouldn't be too hard. But that's pretty much what the back of the cart is going to look like, or the back of the frame is going to look like. And then up here, this is still not put together. I'll kind of show you. I'll show you what I mean. If you look here, you'll see that the way I've connected this thing, I want to perhaps drill a hole directly through here, and then it will connect kind of like that, and that's how we'll manage both turning and banking. But the thing of it is that this is a grade 8 hardened steel bolt here. There is a tremendous amount of force and pressure that goes on this connection to the rest of the cart. So this needs to be very strong. So what I'm thinking about is maybe I'll drill a hole straight through here, and probably it'll be a 3/4 inch hole with another set of these bushings that go to keep it smooth and minimize friction between the bolt and the hole. And then I'll probably add another piece of steel, another brace there, so that it is crazy, crazy strong, so that any flexing that way won't occur when it goes into turns. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. But we are really close to having a good setup for the whole thing. So that's kind of where I think we should leave it today. I am going to continue with this over the long weekend and see if I can get this part finished. I really want to sit on this thing. I want to test. I've got my awesome piece of track outside that I think is ready for a human test. I want to get this cart to where I can at least sit on it and roll back and forth just a little bit for fun. So that's it for today. Thank you for helping me share physics, family, and fun with kids everywhere. Once again, this is another Thanksgiving video. Happy Thanksgiving. You guys, you don't know what you mean to me. I'm really, really thankful that you are part of this. So please subscribe, please share it with your friends, and I will see you next time.